Well, good afternoon, folks. It's the real Captain Kirk here. It's the 10th of December, Saturday afternoon. We're live from One Bethlehem Plaza here in downtown Bethlehem. It's a beautiful, cold, sunny day. You've only got 14 days, 10 hours, 5 minutes until Christmas. Hopefully, I didn't send you into panic mode with that short-term number there. We'll start here with the last week world summary here, but then we're going to talk about a very cold, snowy pattern here setting up. So, first off, last week world summary here ending this afternoon. Here in the U.S., we trended about 0.8 warmer than last year, 6th warmest in 37 years. So it was again, kind of a tale of two halves. Colder west, colder northern tier, cold across Canada, but warmer east. 29% drier than last year, 15th driest in 37 years, below average national precip, and 41% less snow than last year, and 14th least in 37 years, so below average there as well. Cold up there in Canada, coldest in 3 years. Really cold across the UK, coldest in 12 years. Europe, coldest in 10. Cold trends here. Cold China, coldest in 4. So again, overall, kind of colder trends on the world scale maps. Inset left there are the trends versus average. Season-to-date snowfall has done what we expected to do. It's actually now trending below average after a snowy fall. We've tailed off here a bit here in December, but still trending about 82% more snow than last year, 11% below average. I haven't said that in a few weeks. 16th least in 37 years. We'll be adding to this, so this may again tick above average as we get toward Christmas. Looking at the drought to dry phases here as of 9 December here in the U.S., about 79% of the country still in dry to drought phases. That's the most in 22 years. Normal would be about 49% of the country would be dry. So again, this 3-year La Nina cycle is about to collapse. And if you look at this trend here, you don't typically see 3 dry years, typically followed by some very wet flooding type years. So that's what we see in the cards here ahead. If we look at one of the culprits is La Nina, again, 3rd-year La Nina event. It's even more unusual than that because we've had a cold PDO phase with a warm Atlantic phase, and that's only happened twice in 157 years. So this whole cycle is very unusual, about to collapse. You see the model trends here, both the U.S. and other models showing an El Nino event by midsummer next year. So again, I can already see signs of this in the oceanic pattern. So if you just look at temperatures versus average in the equatorial Pacific, you see below normal. But we'll look here in a second here as you see the trends versus last year begins to show this. Again, this map's here now showing trends. You see that warmer water off Peru, Chile, at the area of the Pacific. So again, warmer waters compared to last year. So again, La Nina's on its way out here. One thing that's driving the short-term weather is just this ragged polar vortex. Again, strong polar vortex when they're very symmetrical, keep the cold air bottled at the North Pole. This one's got lots of little vortices breaking off of it. So it's, again, on the weaker side, and that means cold air can invade the northern hemisphere. So Europe, U.S., Asia, Canada. So we see that in the cards here for the next couple of weeks. Looking at the week ending here, 7 December here, so this week here across the U.S., 6.3 colder than last year, 14th warmest in 37 years. A little misleading in the east. Again, some of these high temperatures are actually below normal, but the low temperatures are actually above normal. So it's again going to feel colder when you're outside during the daytime hours, but cloud cover and storminess can keep those nighttime lows up a bit. So a little misleading here. We have 2 systems going to impact our area, even here in the east. So again, our first accumulating snows here. We've got a couple threats. Precip is up, 57% wetter than a year ago nationally, wettest in 7 years, 5th wettest in 37 years. Haven't said that very frequently. So again, a wet pattern for sure. 252% more snow than a year, most in 6 years, 8th most in 37 years. So a lot of snow coming out of the widespread Rockies, even deep into the southern Rockies, into the plains, Midwest, and more just rain here in the southeast. We'll look at the 6-day snowfall trends here starting here today. You'll see this bigger system developing in the Rockies. Again, well into the southern Rockies as well here on Monday. Tuesday, that spills out into the plains in the Midwest. And then by Wednesday, midweek, a bigger system potential for the Dakotas, Nebraska, Minnesota. And then even some light snow here for Thursday. We'll see about a system off the East Coast here. But again, could be the first accumulating snows for Philly, our area here, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, New York City. So if we just aggregate these 6-day trends here. So again, you can see that in and around New York City, maybe a few inches of snow here with a couple systems, and widespread heavy snow there in the Dakotas. We put the 6-day snowfall trend into perspective here. It's about 163% more than last year, 51% above average, 9th most in 37 years. So a snowy trend for sure here this week. Might even get colder and snowier here the week before Christmas. This week here is cold. Week before Christmas is 8.1 colder than last year, coldest in 18 years. So haven't said that in a long time. 8th coldest in 37 years, so well below average national temperatures. Again, a little misleading in the Northeast. Again, I think the daytime highs are actually below normal, so you'll feel cold, but the morning lows, because of cloud cover and storminess, may actually be a cloud cover, may keep them up just a bit. But again, bottom line here is pretty much almost widespread nationwide cold and snow. Models, again, Euro's always struggled here with precip in the week 2 time frame. 29% drier than last year, driest in 17 years. Don't buy it. I think this is well underdone. So again, I think the Euro's just struggled here with the amount of precip. So cold and snowy and damp is probably the theme here for Christmas. And that typically benefits you're doing your shopping, but you may do a little more online shopping or head to the mall where you can hit 100 stores versus going to the open air centers or the strip mall where you got to get out of the car with the kids and the storms. Probably not going to do that as much. So again, the online retailers tend to win in stormy patterns here. And we just aggregate these trends here for the next 2 weeks. Again, cold theme across Europe. Continued very cold in Australia for their spring. Again, the map here for the U.S. is a little misleading because the slightly above average temperatures just because of the nighttime lows being a little bit up, but the daytime highs are actually below normal. So again, across the U.S., we'd say pretty much wall-to-wall below normal. So with that, folks, we hope you have a great Christmas. We're probably going to be a little delayed here with the next video, be in a couple weeks. But again, have a great Christmas, and we will talk to you soon.